Welcome to Trending Now USA. I am Bella, and today we bring you a comprehensive news report on a story capturing the attention of tennis fans, analysts, sponsors, and rivals across the globe as Coco Gauff stands poised for what many are calling a defining moment heading into the United Cup 2026, a moment that has placed the entire tennis world on alert. Coco Gauff's name has become synonymous with modern American tennis, resilience under pressure, and the promise of a generational athlete who continues to evolve in real time. As the United Cup 2026 approaches, the spotlight on Gauff has intensified, not because of hype alone, but because of a growing body of performances, preparation, and quiet signals from inside the tennis world suggesting that she is entering this team competition with renewed purpose, sharpened tools, and a leadership role that now feels undeniable. This is not simply about one tournament on the calendar. This is about what Coco Gauff represents at this stage of her career and how the United Cup has become a proving ground not only for nations, but for players ready to define an era. The United Cup has always carried a unique energy. Unlike traditional individual tournaments, it demands collaboration, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and the ability to perform not just for oneself, but for an entire nation. For Gauff, who has already experienced the pressure of Grand Slam finals, Olympic expectations, and intense media scrutiny, this format aligns closely with her strengths. Observers note that she thrives when the stakes feel collective, when the weight of expectation becomes shared, and when momentum can be built not only through her own matches, but through the success of teammates. In the months leading up to United Cup 2026, insiders have described Gauff as more vocal, more assertive in practice environments, and more invested in the team dynamic than ever before. This shift is significant. Early in her career, Coco Gauff was often portrayed as a prodigy carrying the hopes of American tennis on her shoulders. That narrative has gradually evolved. Today, she is no longer a future star waiting to arrive. She is a present force with experience, scars, confidence, and a deeper understanding of the game's mental demands. Coaches and analysts point to her improved shot selection under pressure, her patience in extended rallies, and a serve that has become more reliable in high-leverage moments. These technical refinements are not accidental. They reflect a player preparing not just to compete, but to dominate in a format where every point can swing national momentum. The tennis world's alert status is not driven by speculation alone. Training footage, practice match reports, and behind-the-scenes observations have fueled a sense that Gauff is approaching United Cup 2026 with an intensity that signals unfinished business. Those close to her camp emphasize that this is not about redemption or correcting past mistakes. It is about execution. It is about arriving at a team event fully aligned physically, mentally, and emotionally, ready to set a tone from the opening match. When Coco Gauff steps onto the court wearing national colors, her presence alone shifts expectations. Opponents prepare differently. Captains adjust lineups. Broadcasters frame matches around her impact. That gravitational pull has only grown stronger. Beyond her individual readiness, Gauff's role within the American team has expanded. She is no longer simply a young star alongside veterans. She is now viewed as a central pillar, someone teammates look to during momentum swings and pressure situations. Sources within the tennis community describe her as increasingly engaged during team meetings, offering insight, encouragement, and strategic observations. This evolution from prodigy to leader has not gone unnoticed. Former players have commented that such transitions often mark the beginning of a player's most dominant phase, when talent and authority finally align. United Cup 2026 also arrives at a moment when women's tennis is defined by depth, unpredictability, and constant adaptation. No single player can rely solely on reputation. Every match demands precision. In this environment, Gauff's athleticism, defensive skills, and competitive fire become invaluable assets. Analysts highlight her ability to turn defense into offense, to extend rallies until opponents are forced into errors, and to maintain emotional control during long, grinding matches. These traits are particularly crucial in a team format where momentum can swing rapidly and where mental lapses can affect more than just one result. The American tennis program views United Cup 2026 as more than a warm-up event. It is a statement opportunity. With a roster blending youth and experience, the presence of Coco Gauff at peak readiness elevates the team's ambitions. Tennis insiders suggest that strategic planning around lineup decisions, mixed doubles pairings, and match order all factor in Gauff's ability to anchor crucial moments. When she plays, the energy of the entire team shifts. Confidence spreads. Pressure transfers to the opposing side. This psychological edge cannot be quantified on a stat sheet, but within professional tennis, it is understood as a decisive factor. International reaction further underscores the significance of Gauff's readiness. Rival teams have openly acknowledged the challenge she presents, particularly on hard courts where her movement and baseline consistency become especially dangerous. Coaches from competing nations have reportedly emphasized preparation strategies specifically designed to disrupt her rhythm, attack her serve early, and shorten points. The fact that such planning is occurring months in advance speaks volumes about the respect she commands. When an entire tournament field adjusts expectations around one player, it signals a shift in the competitive landscape. Media narratives surrounding Coco Gauff have also matured. Coverage increasingly focuses not on her age or breakout moments, but on her decision-making, tactical evolution, and leadership presence. This change reflects a broader understanding that she is no longer an emerging talent, but a central figure shaping the direction of women's tennis. As United Cup 2026 approaches, headlines may come and go, but beneath them lies a more substantial truth. Gauff is entering this event with clarity of purpose and an awareness of her influence. Preparation for a team event like the United Cup requires balancing individual training with collective goals. Reports from practice sessions suggest that Gauff has embraced this balance fully. She has been seen engaging in extended practice sets not only to refine her own game, but to simulate high-pressure scenarios teammates may face. This collaborative approach strengthens team chemistry and reinforces her role as both competitor and catalyst. Such behavior resonates deeply within a sport often defined by individual ambition. It marks a player who understands the broader stakes. There is also a strategic dimension to Gauff's readiness that extends beyond the court. Her experience dealing with media scrutiny, expectations, and public pressure provides stability in an environment where attention can become overwhelming. Younger teammates benefit from her composure, while opponents face the challenge of confronting not just her athleticism, but her mental resilience. In a tournament compressed into intense, high-stakes days, that composure becomes a competitive weapon. As the tennis world watches closely, speculation continues about how United Cup 2026 might shape the broader season. For Gauff, a strong showing could set the tone for subsequent major events, reinforcing confidence and sharpening competitive instincts. Conversely, even the anticipation of her performance has already influenced storylines, ticket interest, and broadcast focus. The event itself becomes a stage where narratives are either confirmed or rewritten, and Coco Gauff stands at the center of that process. It is important to note that readiness does not guarantee outcome. Tennis remains unpredictable, and the United Cup format amplifies that unpredictability. Mixed doubles pairings, sudden momentum shifts, and emotional swings all contribute to results that defy expectation. Yet, what places the tennis world on alert is not a promise of victory, but the sense that Gauff is approaching this challenge with a level of preparation and intent that demands attention. She is not reacting to circumstances. She is shaping them. Veteran commentators have drawn parallels between this phase of Gauff's career and moments when past greats embraced team competitions as platforms for leadership. Such comparisons are not made lightly. They reflect an understanding that certain tournaments reveal more about a player's character than individual titles ever could. United Cup 2026 offers that lens, and Coco Gauff appears ready to meet it head-on. As anticipation builds, fans across the United States and beyond are preparing to watch not just matches but moments. Moments where pressure crystallizes, where leadership is tested, and where a player's readiness is measured not in words, but in actions under the brightest lights. Gauff's journey to this point has been closely documented, but what lies ahead remains unwritten. That uncertainty fuels excitement and places the entire tennis community in a state of heightened awareness. In the final analysis, Coco Gauff's readiness for United Cup 2026 is not defined by a single statistic, practice session, or media quote. It is defined by convergence. The convergence of experience and ambition, of physical preparation and mental clarity, of individual excellence and team responsibility. When these elements align, they create a presence that cannot be ignored. That is why the tennis world is on alert. As we move closer to the opening serve of United Cup 2026, one reality becomes increasingly clear. Coco Gauff is not merely participating in this event. She is shaping its narrative before the first ball is struck. Her readiness has become a story in itself, a signal to competitors, fans, and analysts that something significant may unfold. And as always in tennis, the truth will emerge on the court, point by point, under the watchful eyes of a world paying very close attention. This is Trending Now USA. I am Bella, and we will continue to follow this developing story as Coco Gauff prepares to step onto one of the most revealing stages in modern tennis.